Howdy folks, it's Angel the Hunting Gear Guy. I see this question a lot. I give the same answer every time. I thought I'd just make a video on it. What are the Edmonton area gun ranges you can go to? There's a couple that you can actually look at. There's 2 in city, 2 out of city that are quite large. I'm going to talk about all of them. I've been to all of them. I am a member of the 2 outdoor clubs. The indoor ones I do once in a while. I'll talk a little bit kind of at the end about why I've chosen the ones I have, but why don't we get straight into it? So surprise, surprise, this article's on my website, huntinggearguy.com, if you prefer the written version. Kind of in short, there's like the 2 that are in city. Wild West is on the west end, Phoenix is on the east end, Chaz is west of the city, Sherwood Park is east of the city. I will talk about Chaz. That's the one that I've been a member of the longest. They are southwest of Edmonton. They're about 45 minutes. Pretty big facility. The really big kind of shining jewel with Chaz is they have really long range. They can go out to 800 meters, and they're working on even longer than that, maybe out to 1,000, 1,200 kind of a thing. So they have quite long ranges. As of 2024, their membership is $225 per year. Now, in terms of membership cost, this isn't that bad considering, like if you were to belong to, I don't know, I was looking at joining like a badminton club, for example, at one point, and that was $60 a month. This is $225 per year, pretty cheap. In comparison, in the Edmonton area, there's not really a lot of crown land. You kind of have to drive pretty far. You need to get to kind of Edson, Whitecourt area before you can find some lease roads where you might be able to shoot. Where in comparison, this is quite a bit closer, and there are bays where you can shoot. No one's going to drive up and be like pissed off that you're shooting and that kind of thing. So the advantage here really is that you can shoot at known distances, put up targets, and when you're done, leave. There's garbages, there's all this bathrooms, there's all these kind of things that you don't get out in the middle of the bush. So Chaz, pretty inexpensive, great long range. They have a lot of really active clubs as well. So they've got 3-gun, cowboy action, service rifle, F-class, rimfire precision, and then they have shooting courses from Rob Furlong, Learn to Shoot, Maple Seed, a bunch of others. They have a really active calendar, and that's something I actually like to see in a range. When you're first starting out, you might think like, I kind of want the whole range to myself, and I just want to be able to go out there and do whatever I want. But that gets boring after about a year, and then you start wanting to do competition and that kind of thing. Now, competition isn't like, it isn't you competing against everyone else. It is, but it's more like golf, right? You go out like a men's league kind of a thing. You go out, you have a couple of rounds, and you have a good time, and you enjoy the company of other like-minded people. So when you're looking at a range, you definitely want to find one that's got those clubs so that you can enjoy hanging out with like-minded people. I shoot a lot of 3-gun at Chaz. Have for a long time, and that's one of the things I like about it. And I also teach the maple seeds out there as a volunteer. So it's excellent for those. Quick to get to if you're in Stony Plain or Spruce Grove, or if you're in those bedroom communities west of Edmonton, or if you're on the west side of Edmonton, it's pretty good. And in terms of downsides, it's a bit of a drive. The good ranges are going to be far from the city. That's an advantage because it's going to mean that there's going to be less developments encroaching on it, and it's going to be able to stay there for longer. But it is kind of in the middle of nowhere. There's no running water, washrooms, which for some ladies, they like that kind of thing. There's no clubhouse. There used to be. There's no clubhouse. There's a Quonset right now. But they have like some picnic tables and that kind of thing if you wanted to have lunch or something like that out there. In terms of the shotgun range, it's a big field. You're going to have to bring your own thrower, which I don't really mind. Like I don't mind like doing the hand thrower as long as I've got someone else with me to, run the hand thrower. It's pretty quick. And there's no family memberships if you care about that. And like many of the other membership-based ranges, you have to be a member or a guest of a member, and there's going to be a guest fee. And that's the same thing at the other range where I'm a member at, which is Sherwood Park, or SPFGA. It says Sherwood Park, but it's actually like pretty far east of Sherwood Park. Like if you go up to my map here, you'll see that that's where Sherwood Park's range is, whereas Sherwood Park is right here, but close enough. Okay, so it's still a bit of a drive for me. If you're on the west of the city or in Sherwood Park, it's going to be a much shorter drive. This is a fish and game association, so it's a little bit different than Chaz and some of the other ranges here. Because it's a fish and game association, it's got more fish and game stuff as beyond just a gun range. So yes, they have a gun range. They've got up out to 300 meters, but they also have hiking trails, a clubhouse, camping spots, and a few other things that are kind of unique to the Fish and Game Associations. As of 2024, they're going to be around $210 per year. Family memberships $280. Some of the things I like about it, it's nicely groomed. What that means is that like there's a lot of grass on it. Even the bays are grass. It's nice. There's not a lot of swampy areas in there. They have archery, shotgun, pistol. Their shotgun bays have these, like, they're not automated throwers, but they're like you pull them a little bit, put a clay in there, put 2 clays in there, and they'll throw it out for you, which is kind of nice. The campground's quite nice. They have a fish pond. Like you could take your like family out to one of these things and not shoot and do other stuff if you wanted to. The campground, so it's pretty close to the city. It's like there's a couple of fish ponds there. I think the campground's good for like maybe like a test run. If you wanted to test run like a trailer or a tent or something like that, fantastic for that kind of thing. Or if you're going to go out and shoot and then camp and then shoot again, also fantastic. So for myself, I've used it for maple seeds, and I'll be using it for other shooting events where I need to spend the whole weekend out there. It's going to be a lot faster for that. They also have some good leagues. They've got a multi-gun league that's pretty new, but has a lot of the same people that Chaz multi-gun league has. They also have some silhouette and biathlon, like some more precision stuff as well. Not that Chaz doesn't; they do as well. A variety of ladies programs, some outdoors programs. I teach some PAL and RPAL courses out there, and they have some other training at the facilities as well, because they do have a clubhouse that's got heat and, like a wood fireplace and all that kind of stuff. In terms of cons, the long range only goes up 300 meters, so you can't go that far. It's still, that 300 meters is still pretty far compared to some of the indoor ranges. Not quite as far as Chaz. Shotgun area is a bit small, but I find this range to have less people at it, like at each different bay than Chaz does frequently, because Chaz just seems to be a little bit more active. And it's, for me, because I'm on the west side of the city, it's still a bit of a drive for me. But I enjoy it as well as Chaz, which is why I'm a member of both. Now, Wild West, I think I went to Wild West like really early on, before I even owned a PAL. I went out to Wild West and did some rentals and that kind of thing out there. They're right inside West Ed. So if you're just visiting Edmonton, Wild West is a good choice, because you can do other things. You can go to one of the biggest malls in the world. You can shoot some guns, and you can go, I don't know, shopping, see a movie, go to the pirate ship, skate, and do all sorts of other weird stuff you shouldn't be able to do at one single mall, but you can at West Ed. In terms of the range itself, they've got like 14 short range shooting bays there. Membership here is going to be $400 to $600. Depends if you want to use your own ammo. In terms of pros, like if you wanted to do like not a bachelor's party where you're drunk, maybe before you get drunk and you wanted to go like guys' night out kind of a thing, you can pre-book a group thing at Wild West. Go there, shoot some guns, and then go out after and get blasted and all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of nice. It's pretty easy to get to inside West Edmonton because it's right inside the city. If you don't have a car, it's probably the best one to get to, because there's a transit station at West Ed. In terms of cons, it's expensive. Like that $400 to $600 is kind of expensive. You can't use outside ammo unless you opt for the more expensive membership, that $600 one. It's short distance only. If you're only shooting pistols, though, if that's your whole jam is just shooting pistols, it's probably a better idea to use one of these city-based ranges, because you don't need the extra range, and the gas cost going to the outdoor ranges is going to cost you more. So if that's all you do is pistol, then Wild West might be good. The other thing I like about Wild West, they do have a shop there that's pretty good. It has a lot of selection for competition stuff. So some of the owners are into competition shooting. my kind of competition shooting, and they have some pretty decent stuff. So I don't mind stopping there just to take a look at kind of what kind of Gucci competition gear they have in place. If you're looking for a belt or a holster or mag pouches, they got a whole bunch of selection on that, up to triggers and like small parts for some of the more popular competition pistols out there. They may have them here, which is kind of nice. Yeah, one of the cons is that it is also a pro. It's easy for tourists to get to. There's gonna be tourists on the shooting line when you get out there, so there's gonna be some other range guests who might not be as familiar with the range safety as some of the other places. Some of the other, like Chaz and Sherwood Park, if you do some dumb stuff, you might get your membership revoked. Whereas some of these other ones, maybe you don't have a membership and you're just a guest, kind of a thing. Phoenix is kind of southeast. Here, let me pull up the map here. There's Phoenix right there. So it's kind of like east of downtown, kind of southeast of there. I find it's easy enough for me to get to. And I've gone there for some of their winter IPSC matches. They haven't really done anything recent like that recently here. But their indoor range is very good. They have a bit of a longer range for an indoor range. So they have a rifle range that goes up to 40 yards, 40 meters. Who cares? One of the two. As of 2024, their gold membership's $650. You can add on family members. That allows you to bring your own ammo, all that kind of stuff. They have a pistol range. They have a rifle range. And they're both good. It's been recently renovated, so a lot of the air handling and even the indoor shop were all renovated fairly recently here. So that's looking very nice. One of the cool things about Phoenix, you can book advance time slots. So if you wanted to show up and have a lane available, you could book it online. They do have some shooting sports there, but I couldn't find a calendar. I've only really run across it every once in a while when I'm there, and one, an event starts happening, and then I get to see the event, whether it's like Bullseye or something like that. So if you're on the east side of the city, and again, you only use pistol ammo, it's fine. They don't allow steel ammo. I don't think Wild West does as well. Like, so steel ammo, like steel core ammo, steel jacketed pistol rounds, that kind of thing. It's generally hard on the backstops, and it can spark, which can cause a fire, and indoor ranges don't like that kind of stuff. In an outdoor range, you're putting that into a dirt berm. So who cares if you're shooting steel core? Whereas at some of these indoor ranges, not so much. You could start a fire or something like that. So they don't allow that. They also don't allow shot-in shotguns, again, because it's going to chew up their backstop. Slugs are okay. It's only 40 yards. If you wanted to sight in for hunting or something like that, you could sight in a hunting rifle for 40 yards. I would prefer like a little bit longer distance. One thing that I didn't mention, so Sherwood Park has some steel at some different distances. Chaz has a lot of steel at different distances. So if you wanted to shoot at 100 and sight in your rifle, you can do that. If you wanted 200, 300, 400, yeah, 500, they got 800, they got steel at all of those distances. So that makes it easier to shoot on paper at close range, and then confirm your zero a little bit further out, which is kind of the nicer things. Regardless where you hit on paper at close range, try your stuff at like 400 or 500, and that's going to really dial you in there. So that's nice. Chaz is in a valley too, so you don't get a lot of wind. Sherwood Park, they've got some decent enough berms, so the wind isn't too much of a factor here. But as you can see here, it kind of opens up just at the 300. If you're shooting a 22, this is going to affect it. If you're shooting something else, it's probably not far enough to worry. So it's probably not too bad to worry about the ballistics and that kind of thing for your hunting rifles. 300 yards is more than enough for most hunters out there as well. So I'm rambling here a little bit, but I enjoy all of these shooting ranges. I've been to Phoenix for pistol, and for I did a couple of sight-ins here as well in the winter when it was really cold. At Wild West, again, when you're just first getting into things, that can be interesting. I belong to both Sherwood Park and Chaz, and to be honest, they're both good. If one of them didn't exist, I would just go to the other one instead. For me, they're equal distance. It's 51 minutes for me to drive to either one, really. I enjoy them both for different reasons, and I go to both of them. I like them both. So anyways, I'm rambling a bit here. I would recommend, depending on what you do for competition or what you might want to do for competition, I would choose Chaz or Sherwood Park if you have a car. If you don't have a car, maybe Phoenix. Thanks for watching.